Okay. First of all, Rowdy, you're here. We're going to go ahead and let you tell us about the opportunity on the road grader. Just to fill you all in, unlike the good old days, you just don't go to the lot and say, "Give me 2 road graders." You know, you order them, they build them for you, and it's anywhere from 6 months to 12 years later it'll show up. So just to put that in context. So go ahead, Rowdy.
2024 John Deere 672 GP motor grader that we ordered in by mistake. We ordered 2 or 4 instead of 2 for another county, so I approached the commissioners with a really good price, and I guess, because I need to say the price, I guess, I can't see nothing yet.
Oh, there you go, sorry. We're sharing glasses.
In the amount of $369, $552.21.
Keep in mind, the last grader was $381.
And this grader has several options that are high dollar above and beyond what we paid for the last one that we bid out.
And this one right here, we're getting the best trade-in, $160,000 for our trade.
And this will bring all of our road graders into all-wheel
six
drive,
will be front-wheel drive. All 6 graders now.
which makes the operator much more productive in using them. You can ditch, you can do everything without having to have 2 in a place, etc.
And the plan is to have this $160,000 trade-in, essentially our payment for this year, and then next January, when that budget rolls around, we'll pay for the rest of it.
So the balance isn't gonna be paid till after in 2025.
Is our plan here to pass.
And this is actually sold off the Sourcewell contract, so.
Done it before with a backhoe like that, and it worked out well.
Do you want to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that we accept this bid here from Martin Equipment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries. Rowdy, thanks. If you want to head out, you can. You're welcome to stay. Let me see. We've got Elizabeth, right?
Sarah.
Sarah. Is there an Elizabeth in here? Just Sarah.
There's an Emily.
Okay, well, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, I'm sorry, Sarah. Excuse me. Okay, so Sarah's here. Go ahead and introduce yourself. She is here with the engineering firm Bartlett and West. Hey, I got that right. And at Fortuna, I've been to a couple of their meetings. They are doing the new water treatment and water service throughout Fortuna. The county has used $500,000 of the ARPA money has went to Fortuna to do their water systems, and they she wants to see about whether we can shift some of that money into the land purchase, which other sources of funding they have, you can't use that for. So, you've got the floor.
Great, yeah, my name is Sarah Kierkegaard. I'm one of the engineers working with the Water District Number 1 in Montauk County there in Fortuna. They purchased a piece of land for their new water tower last year, and so they were wondering if some of the ARPA funds that the county dedicated to them could be used for that land acquisition. A lot of that. This is kind of a normal request. We just wanted to make sure that everyone was okay with it. We can provide more information as needed, and the appraisal was done. And that's typically all that is required in my experience when it comes to requesting reimbursement for land acquisition.
Now, the county is giving X amount of dollars, so this is not a request for more money.
Correct.
It's just a request to use it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically taking money out of one pocket instead of the other. It's all the same amount of money.
Correct.
So, do we even need a motion on that, or?
Well, let me give you my information.
Yes.
I did contact Travis Elliott.
Mhm.
He's legal counsel for MAC, which is Missouri Association of Counties, and also he's legal counsel for our ARPA funds. He did state, because I had told Sarah that I was unsure that this was a eligible expense, and originally it wasn't an eligible expense, but then when the final rule changed, when they did the classifications of changing of dollar amounts that we received, breakdown, the rules kind of became more relaxed on things. So, with that being said, yes, it can be an eligible expense, but we do have to have some documentation, and if you said that you already had it appraised, we have to have we have the documentation that the land was purchased, quote unquote, at fair market value or less. Either that or documentation of like you said, having it appraised, and or that it would sell in today's market at that premium price, cause we knew it would be a premium purchase, just because you have to have that particular land, you can't like move everything, so, and the other question was, we already knew that it had to be purchased after March 3rd of 2021, so that part was already taken care of, so. If we have that documentation, within our notes, then we are covered as a county
Okay.
with that audit when that time comes, so
Great, and if I just email that to you electronically, is
that would be perfectly fine, as long as
Did
I can
it
put it in
appraise?
our, I'm sorry.
Did it appraise?
Yeah, they have an appraisal, packet that the company pulled together, and that's what they purchased the land for.
So I will make a motion that pending the receipt of those documents, that we go ahead and approve the use of that ARPA funds to purchase the land, in Fortuna for the water tower.
Second.
All in favor? Aye, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all we need.
Well, yeah, water district
Okay.
really appreciates you guys, thank you.
All right. Glenn, go ahead and give us a progress update. Glenn Cushion, he's the general contractor, Cushion Construction, on the, new sheriff's office, so we're just getting, updates here and just a brief,
Well, all the foundations was the dirt work is done, the rough dirt work. The floors are all, foundations are in, floors are poured. Both buildings steel are up. The front entry porch is be finished today. Light facings or wiring's run to them, where the conduits, the light poles are set, or bases are ready for Meyer, which will start in 2 weeks. Doing the interior stuff. Main sewer's all tied in, the water lines run out where it goes. By the street, either Friday or Monday, they're gonna start the stone. They weren't sure whether it's coming Friday or Monday. And it'll be about a day and a half, they'll have all the stone on. The ductwork people, since the roof is on, are starting the ductwork Friday. Cause I want all the big duct run up high, so the stud people ain't in the way. Spray foam people, will be starting Monday. It takes about 3 days to spray foam all the exterior walls in the big building. Door window people are making the frames right now, or they go in. Then we're gonna run a bunch of communication cables before we get all the walls up for the Como stuff that gets scattered, telling you where to go. Let me see. Flagpole's laying there, we'll probably set it next, I don't know whether next week or the following week. And then we'll do the exterior sidewalks and stuff, but we didn't want the steel guys running over the sidewalks and shit, so that's what we did. Back porch they're framing right now, we'll have it done today. And the interior walls will start as soon as the ductwork and the spray foam's done, which I'd say they'll start then probably Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll start on the south end and work our way to the north.
You got a guesstimate on completion date?
Yeah.
Off the wall guesstimate?
Yeah.
It'd be 2024.
July.
July, you think?
so, under budget and ahead of time,
3 months ahead.
that's what we like to hear.
Appreciate you guys.
There's your headline.
Easy there, the guys. Yeah, July.
I ain't missed one yet.
Yeah, I put 1 million of these up for my truck.
And he said, the control drainage, he said, the stall control drainage, it's all in already. There I do one change I wanna do, is the front porch. I was gonna put that aluminum soffit underneath it and shit. I don't wanna put that aluminum soffit, I wanna put, fur. Yeah. Make it classy. We're walking into the,
Board or some kind of.
well, put up, fur, same color as the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely,
it looks like something.
absolutely.
You look up the aluminum soffit.
You
it's
look
like
at that
an
stuff and
afterthought.
you dent it,
Oh, I know.
you just look at it.
So, and we'll eat that. Because I don't like it.
CH, you got anything on there?
He needs to quit coming to these meetings. Let somebody else, you start staying home.
No, I mean, basically, the only glitch we got is our cabinet guy fell over dead.
Yeah, yeah. From Sedalia.
Yeah.
Young guy.
42
Really?
years old.
Yeah.
He's been doing cabinets for us for,
Always been our cat, and we,
you know,
I went in, and
there it is, fell over in the showroom.
went in and had a sign on the window said, closed until further notice, and I thought, what the heck, so I go back the next day, and the lady's in there, she's like, yeah, he died yesterday.
We use, RSI on a Columbia, and they're really good.
Well, we've been
And
working,
really,
this is
really
Cabinet
decent.
Pros, and they have a
Cabinet Pros.
second office in Sedalia, and Jake's Cabinet Shop makes all the things.
Yeah, I was
And
talking
Jake's
to
is a Cadillac.
Sherry, and she was telling, oh, that poor guy, and she was talking all about it, and then I talked to you, and I'm like, I think that's the same people we're talking about.
It was.
Yeah,
Sure
so,
was.
Well, he got married 3 months.
yeah, that's what she was saying, yeah.
So-
Terrible.
So anyway, I was gonna meet, those guys today, but I postponed it till next week.
Well-
We'll have the cabinets in time, no problem. They said they'd kick them out.
Well, you're
But-
doing good, you're ahead of schedule.
Tony, you got any
Well,
questions?
I'm gonna really push this so much. I mean,
Well,
Appreciate it.
once it's.
we
done,
appreciate
so,
it.
And, I've told all of them, I said, I don't want no excuses. I think
Just get it done.
you know, we appreciate the fact that we've got local companies doing a lot of this work because they hire local subcontractors, et cetera. We like to keep all that money in California, in Tipton, in Montauk County, just doing a nice circulate there, and it's better for everybody.
Amen.
Anything else, Glenn?
that should pretty well get it, you know, I mean, for us, we're just gonna stay on it.
Good deal. Good deal. All right, fellas, you all can get back to work, and we are going to move. Let's go ahead and go to,
Now, do we get that same, when we do work in Tyson, we finish early, we get paid what the penalty is for every day we finish early, we get that too. I see you guys.
Glenn, thank you, and we'll be thinking of you and your wife
All
there.
right. Good seeing you.
Okay, now, we've got, on here, cause we've got, let me see, we've got what with, we need the TAP grant to talk about it, and the, community development block grants for unincorporated areas. So, do I-
You already doing that. Let me finish the own thing real quick. What it is.
okay, own, yeah, I don't have
Oh,
it, but,
who used to formerly be Anderson Engineering.
yes, right here.
They helped us on the old Swift down there, it's an 80/20, and by the time the paperwork and everything got done, submitted to MoDOT, Lane Enterprises, who we purchased aluminum box culvert from, sent some drawings that all looked the same, but something was different on it, and they had two different shipping, two different designs that were essentially the same, but a few feet off, get swapped, so MoDOT caught it, nobody ever noticed it. And so they had to go back and reconfigure on the low grading, and, which wasn't in the contract, but they just did it for us, they wanted to get it done in a timely manner, and I appreciate them doing that. Now, Kent Monner, who's the lead for they originally did it at half price, the extra work, which was $7,576.75. Well, we talked to them, they ended up, Kent said, let me take my price off, Kent actually worked for free on it, and he knocked off, the initial contract agreement was $3,500. And what he's asking for their extra work is $2,886, which is a third of what that would normally cost. So it wasn't their fault, it wasn't our fault, it was Lane Enterprises, and somewhere in small print it says that they stand behind their project for 90 days. Well, by the time you bid it out and you do things like statute legally, by the time you get it here, you get it put up, you get it done, you turn your information in, nothing moves quick at a state level, sure. They wouldn't gonna stand behind nothing, so I suggest never deal with Lane Enterprises again. And also, for them doing it that cheap, I think that's a sign of good faith, you pay them a small amount of fee for what they've done, and they kinda did it they kinda did the whole project for a lesser price, just to try to get them to work with Montauk County. That's my 2 cents.
So what do you wanna, what are you making a motion that we do?
I suggest to make a motion to pay them the extra $2,886 for all the extra work they did for a third of the price.
We got a motion. If there's no, all in favor?
Which it was all paid 80/20, and like I said, they've done a great job.
Aye. All right, motion carries now.
Wait a minute, who made the motion?
Uh,
Did you make it?
I made the motion right now.
Rick seconded, which we don't have to second, but everybody thinks you do, but we don't. And everybody was in favor.
The block grant would be Brian Boyce from Great Rivers Engineering. That's what you want to talk about.
TAP grant and then the CDBG grant there. So go ahead and, take the floor and start with the, TAP grant for the sidewalks.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the county commissioners for having me in here today to give, an update on the TAP application, and I've also got updates on the other projects that we're
Brian.
currently working on too, that I'd like to present today, if that's okay.
Brian, there's that from regional planning, the letter. And did you get the letter from Kehoe's office?
I sent so first off, for those of you here that don't know what the TAP is, that's a Transportation Alternatives Program. The federal highway dumps money to each DOT throughout the United States to allow them some funding in order to put in anything that's not related to vehicles driving on it, basically. So sidewalks, trails, bike lanes, et cetera. With my, visiting with county commissioners through the other projects, I happen to notice, and everyone here has noticed, that our current sidewalks outside the courthouse are very uneven, and they're not ADA compliant. So, with this TAP application, we're gonna pursue getting the sidewalks in front of the courthouse replaced with a concrete sidewalk. And then all of the brick pavers that are currently in place, we will incorporate those into this project somehow or another in order to allow the people that paid for these bricks to have their names on it. They will still be on display somewhere within this project. So, we have sent, an example letter to, Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe and for him to sign and basically give us a referral to get these sidewalks replaced. I provided him with some photos, of the current sidewalks. I mean, right now, as it sits, it's not safe for somebody with a stroller. Someone in a wheelchair definitely would not be able to.
And our insurance company has, said the same thing, that that's a liability the way they said.
So Great River Engineering is currently in the process of pursuing this TAP application. Presiding Commissioner Lutz has provided me with a letter from the Regional Planning Commission, which you have to have in order to pursue this. And then with.
Yeah, I was at the meeting, the regional planning yesterday, and, they were going through it, and basically last year they had so much money, everybody got approved.
Yes.
But this year, it's not looking like everybody's gonna get approved, cause the money isn't there, but, if you've got the right letters and everything's pushed on there, there's a really good chance you should get approved, and like I say, then we can use their money to do this instead of using our money.
So this will be an 80/20, just like our BROs and some of our other match. So the MoDOT would basically kick in 80% of the cost. Currently, right now, we're working on a cost estimate, and then we're also getting all of the documentation prepared to give to MoDOT for them to approve whether or not Montauk County is gonna qualify for this TAP. So that's where we're at right now, is we're just currently in the planning stages of this. And I have a TAP meeting with the transportation team leader and one of the engineers from our transportation, department. They're gonna meet with me later this week, and we're gonna discuss a game plan. With the letter from the Regional Planning Commission and the letter from Senator Kehoe, I think we stand a really good chance of getting some beautiful sidewalks put in and a proper ADA ramp for the front of the courthouse instead of people using the basement to access the courthouse if they're in a wheelchair. Are there any other questions on the TAP application?
Is this considered federal monies or actually just state money?
It is, so the federal highway gives the money to the state, and then the state disperses the money to the counties, cities.
So do you have a CFDA number right now?
I do not,
Okay.
I didn't provide, I wasn't provided with that information yet. Right now, we're just in the process of pursuing this, so there's a process that we have to go through. When we do this, we have to type up all the information, get a cost estimate. I went out and measured all the sidewalks, so we know how many feet of sidewalk we need to replace. We're planning on utilizing the same footprint that we currently have, but with a concrete sidewalk that doesn't have the
the bricks in it. Anything with the brick in it is not considered ADA compliant because it's not, you can't navigate it with a wheelchair. Thank you for that question.
Now, another one that we were, because we've used CDBG grants in Tipton, got about $750,000 to do all the roads around the fairgrounds. Well, you know, I was under the assumption that was only for municipalities, etc., but it can be used for unincorporated communities, i.e. Latham, Fortuna, etc. So, Brian is going to go ahead and pursue that. And again, none of this is not an overnight deal. You don't fly today and you start paving streets tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. But it's based on, you know, income, etc. And, you know, Fortuna and Latham, you know, will more than likely be approved under that. And it's just a way to take, you know, if the grant's out there, whether you like grants or not getting them is stupid. You know, cutting off your nose to spite your face. So where do we start on that?
So the first thing we have to do is I have to get once again with the transportation engineer, and we need to pursue that. But because we're pursuing the TAP
Sure.
application right now, we're putting that first and foremost in front. Once we get this through, which shouldn't take too much longer, we're going to go ahead and start processing the community development block grant. It is really hard. MoDOT and engineers love their acronyms. So. And while I'm here, I would love to give a project status update on the two projects that we're currently working on.
Yeah, if you wanna hit that real quick on the
I will.
Mount Vernon Bridge, bid proposal.
All right, so on the Mount Vernon Bridge, the preliminary design is 100% complete. Our target date for that was February 2024. We were able to get that pushed through. We're about 75% through the environmental clearance that we have to go through. So, if for those of you that don't know, the Mount Vernon Road low water crossing replacement will be a span bridge, and this will be funded through the Missouri Department of Conservation at 75% on that one.
No, it's a 25,000.
Yeah,
in-kind
25,000 in kind work. That's right. Okay.
Which is based off the FEMA rate, which is
I
essentially a
apologize.
whole lot. It's compared to what we pay and everything, and our use in this county, I like the use of our equipment. It's extremely high. So you're talking days, maybe a week of work, and we've done our 25,000.
Right.
Essentially,
It's not going to take much.
No, it's very minimal.
So, the final design is targeted to be completed by September. That'll be complete design of the project, and we're hoping to go to bid by October. Now, we could probably push this forward a little bit. It just depends on the environmental clearance part of this and right-of-way acquisition. So actions completed in the past 30 days was continued environmental clearances. The only remaining clearance is the threatened and endangered species due to the presence of the Topeka shiner endangered fish. We did our geotechnical inspection, so where we came out and we drilled to see how far it was going to be before we hit rock for our piling for our bridge. And we found it at a depth of 15 feet below the surface, so a shallow foundation is indicated. So that's a good thing. Planned work for the next 30 days is continue working with the Fish and Wildlife and for the threatened and endangered species requirements, initiate the right-of-way plans, and begin the structural analysis. And we're on track to put this out to bid as soon as we get all of these things done, assuming no delays in the environmental clearance and the right-of-way acquisition. Any other questions on that?
Appreciate your emails and stuff, keeping us updated too.
Absolutely. This is all coming from Melissa Masser, our bridge team leader. She is fantastic. She does a great job keeping everyone posted on project updates
Well, we appreciate the communication. There's nothing more frustrating in this day and age than people not communicating like it's impossible to do. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things we've got.
I do have an update on the Springer Hill too. If you want me to cover that. So, we are still on track to go out to bid at the end of April. So the box culvert is sized, and we're working on some details in coordination with the precast fabricator, and have a few environmental clearances to get through. We do want to ask, we have this box, basically, we'll have it designed fairly soon. It might be cheaper for you to purchase the box and then hire the contractor to put it in, but it is totally acceptable for you guys to just let the contractor handle everything. So that is one of the questions that I was bringing to you today. You know, we don't necessarily have a cost on the box yet, but it will probably be at least 10% cheaper if you purchase it yourself. This project does not have any match funding. This is a project that you're doing with county funds.
So can we bid it both ways?
You can bid it however you want. I mean, you can bid the box out and receive bids from precast companies, and then you can pay for it and then hire the contractor, or you can hire the contractor and let them take care of it. That is completely a decision that you would have to make yourself. So,
We'll discuss that.
yeah, you can discuss it. I mean, knowing this helps us know how we set up the bid plan. So, we fully intend for this project to get started as soon as possible. It's completely your decision, but we can give the design to you so you can bid it. Local precast companies would be probably, do you have anyone here in California that does precast? So maybe the closest one may be Columbia.
Possibly Capital,
Or Capital. Yeah. So our intention is to try to save Montauk County as much money as we possibly can. So
Right.
I think that it might be a good idea for you to bid it separately, but then again, you know, your local contractor putting it in may not put a premium on that either.
That's why we deal with you, and we want to stay clean, too, that everything's done right, T's are crossed, and I's dotted and stuff, so. We appreciate that.
There's one in America up in Fulton too. For precast.
That's actually the one in Columbia too.
Are they the same one now?
The American precast.
You got anything else for us?
I do not.
All right, well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Can you give me the rabbit?
Okay.
Tell him thank you so much.
All right, next, Kurt, you're up with courthouse improvements and where we're at and where we're going on that.
Perfect. Kurt Drinkard with Drinkard Construction. We should be finishing up all the air handlers up in the attic. We will be able to get the AC running, but we cannot fire the furnaces on until we remove the boiler. And we still have these lower units, which this unit here will have to be taken out. There's one in the old jury room. That one is installed in the boiler room, and then we've got Ellen's. But until we get these other ones installed and run the new gas line, we've got to hook all that gas line up at one time at the huge meter over here. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out too what this weather's gonna do, because I wanna have the least amount of time to where we don't have heat. You know, I don't want it cold in here and, you know, wanna accommodate everybody. So, but as of today, there's no court. Hopefully we can get that finished up in the attic, get the rest of the line sets brazed up, and so no, we're cruising along pretty good, and yeah, I think in the next couple weeks we should be tearing that boiler out and be finishing up the project.
Well, and on that, Eric, we've got a change order coming on that roof in the attic. Just the way it was
Yeah.
set up, we had to pull out the fan, seal up the entire attic for insulation purposes, etc. So that was nothing that anybody will ever notice, but that is a change order that we are making on that. So, because yeah, otherwise it's gonna freeze up and it's just, you know, it's just not the way you want it done. So I think that's everything we've got from you, Kurt, so you're more than welcome to go.
Can we use the air conditioning up there next week?
I believe he'll have it buttoned up.
Okay, 'cause I'll have 165 up there.
You what?
I'll have 165 people up there.
Oh my.
Yeah, we got a jury coming in.
Okay.
A couple of juries next
I have it
week,
ready
right?
for, yes, we'll make it happen.
All right.
The louver door, then you'll close that?
So I spoke with Eric, and we've come up with, the best thing to do is the louvers that are up there, there's louvered doors all the way around there, but there's only one that's functional, that actually goes out onto the roof. So I think that's about a 24 by 24 octagon, if you will. And so Eric and I have have decided that the best thing to do is to insulate that area, and remove that exhaust fan to where now we will actually put there's 4 units up there, so we will cut a vent into the supplies and put 1 vent in each unit that will then satisfy that area, or at least help it keep from freezing or being tremendously hot up there during the summer.
But the louver door is open right now, so I just.
Well, you go up through another hatch door, if you will, before you even get into the area where the louvered doors are.
Right,
So we're gonna insulate the floor, if you will.
but it's actually open right now.
It's open right now,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
And we're gonna work to there's a huge, like 5 foot by 5 foot exhaust fan as well. And we've went ahead and removed that. I need to get up in there and frame that in and plywood that in. And then Eric, I haven't talked to you yet, but, the insulator, I took him up there and he's suggesting that we clean that area, cause there's just a bunch of crap and there's dust and dirt, but, to clean that area and run 2-inch layers of that 2-inch foam. Run a layer this way, run a layer this way, and then actually where you come up through that hatch door, then to put plywood over top to where if you do have to go up there, that you're not damaging the foam, you know, from continued use.
I'll get with you after today's meeting.
Okay, but, that's what
Any other
he
questions?
suggested.
Joe, let's wait for the elevator thing for the end, 'cause that's not no deadline.
Yeah,
We can-
yeah, that's no problem. Okay, thank you, Kurt, appreciate it.
All right.
Okay,
Wonderful
Move
day.
that boiler
Well,
insurance.
I'm gonna, you want me to?
Do
hang
what?
out and I'll talk to you here in a little bit?
well, we're not getting the boiler insurance, we just put that, we've been charged boiler insurance and
With it
you
going
know,
out, we won't pay for it.
we won't pay that, so that's a,
Runs out that 18th of April,
No,
so
it ran out in March.
do we
Yeah.
have to make a motion on that?
no, we just didn't pay it and we don't need it and, you know, that's another big savings that you're not gonna have, $1,000 whatever dollars a year for boiler
It was
insurance.
Just insuring the boiler, huh?
Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, thank you.
Good seeing you.
Good to see you.
Have a
You
wonderful
wanna
day.
do the sick time, vacation time real quick, you wanna discuss that?
Yeah. All right. The sick time, vacation time we have on the agenda is about, bringing our, benefits in line with what the state does. So, do we have a cost estimate on that?
As far as it hurting our budget any, the only way it would is if a person quits and we pay them out all that time that they built up. And I have no idea, you know, if we don't have anybody quit.
Are we gonna make this retroactive to the past, or are we just gonna start from here on using the new system?
That's whatever you all wanna do, I guess.
I'd start.
It'll also change your maximum hours as well, you know, everything will be adjusted.
Well, I would just like to go ahead and I think it would be simpler for you if we just start it now and everything's the way it is and start a
Well,
new.
I maybe start at like May 1 to get her time.
Yeah.
Is that fair enough for you?
Or June 1st, what date will
Let's
set
do
you up?
June first.
All right, well, I'll make a motion that we bring our,
They'll take some software update and that.
yeah, I'll make a motion that we
Vacation, annual vacation.
bring the annual vacation sick leave to match the state. Do we have so I made a motion, everybody in favor?
Yes.
Aye, everybody in favor, nobody's against, so motion carries.
Roberta, what's the maximum hours to carry on that? I'll just, if it is, like,
Now, it'll just change our maximum, and however we use it, it will stay the same. I think the state lets you do something out till October, I wouldn't do that.
You have so many that you can accumulate during the year, and if you're over that, you either have to use it or you lose it.
I wanna just do how we do it now. All I wanna change is the extra time, extra sick time and extra vacation time, depending on how long you've been here.
I wanna open this tire bid before we get out to.
All right. Tire bids, and we'll get Tony in next.
Got a tire bid, we just put a kind of list, just to try to be fair, equal to all the businesses in town. So we put out a list of different tire sizes, just to kind of figure out where everybody's at. Got 4 of them here. First one is from, Clark Tire. The first one, the Ironman I370 series, they couldn't find it, and I found out from the others that they called it a little something different, and it's not as aggressive now, so we'll probably stay away from that. The top one I'm not even gonna worry about, unless somebody found an old set buried away somewhere. But Firestone, the FS 821, they are 715. The Firestone Destination XTs are 250. And the Firestone Destination XT is just one size smaller on the rim, 250, same thing. The Hankook Dynapro AT2, 233. And the Hankook Dynapro AT2, 194. Fisher Tire, we'll discuss and do this later. And the reason that we don't really have to bid it out is by statute, anything under 12,000, you don't have to, but we're just trying to be fair and firm and consistent, so. This is Fisher Tire. On the Firestone, FS 821, 514. Firestone Destination XT, the R17s are 190. The Firestone Destination XT R16s are 181. Hankook Dynapro AT2s, 216, and the Hankook Dynapro AT2s, 199. Those are an R16 as well. Raucous Tire. Feels better than the others. Now, he claims to have found the tires, the first one, Ironman Ice. They're at 343.50. The Firestone FS 821, 831.50. Firestone Destination XT R17, 279.50. Firestone Destination XT R16, 284.50. Hankook Dynapro AT2 R17, 221.50. And the Hankook Dynapro AT2 R16, $200.50. Last one will be Nate's Tire. Didn't really know he was working out. He's not doing the shopping where he's mobile, so he suggested he would come and wanted to bid mobilely. So, we found some, oh, this is different. This is the Ironman supposed to be 370. This is the D. They're $252.99 plus $25 for mounting, which is not as aggressive or not what we really asked for. It's probably stay away from. But Firestone FS 821, 563.11 plus $25 for mounting and 10 for balancing. And that's the only two that he did. He's just doing bigger tires.
All right, Tony. Now, like I say, talking to Tony, I had that over in Cooper County. Medical issues going to cost them a lot. So I thought I would just have Tony give us the little Reader's Digest version of why that's not going to happen here.
Well, hopefully. You never know. We're changing, here, I got copies for. We currently have, as a healthcare provider at the jail, we have, advanced correctional healthcare.
And that's about the only choice you got, isn't it?
It was. We've
Thank
had
you,
them
sir.
since we started doing inmate health, which isn't about mandatory anymore, you have to. Since then, they have changed gears in Missouri. They're a nationwide, national company. They, have decided that they're not gonna worry about too much about small fish, and they're going after large, multi-million-dollar contracts. So, we were paying them a fee every year, and that's dependent on how many out-of-county inmates we have at a certain time. It's dependent on our average daily count, if it's higher than our average daily count, they get charged extra for that. They don't give us a reimbursement if it's lower, but they charge us if it's higher. Things like that. About a month and a half ago, ACH came out, Advanced Correctional Healthcare came out with a memo, just a blanket memo to everybody in the state. They cover 80% of the state of Missouri, the jails, saying that they're no longer gonna employ LPNs in the jails, they're gonna employ RNs, because they wanna move, that other states are requiring RNs inside correctional facilities and not LPNs. And therefore, it's gonna increase our price significantly, and that upset a lot of sheriffs around the state, so everybody's bailing on them. It's breach of contract, because we're in the middle of a contract with them till 2026, and so they can't just go right in the middle of a contract and decide that, hey, we're gonna do this, and too bad for you. So the problem is, there's nobody to take their place. They think they got you over a barrel. There's no other healthcare. You got Horizon and all that, but they do states. So they will not even come down and entertain attending our side. I got a hold of Turnkey Health, which is their competitor. They came down Art Road, and he told me the same thing. Our county, we hold 52 maximum inmates at full capacity. He said, you're not quite big enough for us. We'll do you, but it's gonna cost you. So, there you go. Just got back from sheriff's conference, and while I was at sheriff's conference talking to other sheriffs, we found another one. Ozark Correctional Health. They've been going for 4 or 5 years now. They're local. Miller County has them now. Had them for 2 or 3 years. I talked to Sheriff Gregory there about him. Pulaski County has them. Callaway County, they're getting ready to go into Callaway County. Saline County has them. And it's Dr. Simeon. He's a doctor out of Mercy Health.
So this is just strictly healthcare, or this is insurance in case they hurt themselves,
No,
or what is?
The company we hired to administer all the health care to the
This
jail.
is
So
all
the
their
inmates get
medication.
healthcare?
Yes.
Somewhat of healthcare.
Well,
Protect them
If they
in case
need
something
it.
happens.
if they
If they
need it,
need it.
it's,
Cause they all come in, they're gonna complain, this hurts, that hurts, I'm sick, etc.
how that
Right.
works, is so everybody understands it. We arrest people, or people who are on writs, or during custody. If they're on medications, you can't allow those medications in the jail. Because one, you can't take stuff that they have, because you don't know if that's the correct stuff, if it's
Right.
a good prescription, or they're gonna, hey.
So you
I
have to have an
need
assessment of everybody when they come in.
So they gotta get all these scripts wrote, the doc's gotta see them. If they come down with any illnesses inside the jail, we have to call our doctor, or our nurse sees them, and see if it's bad enough where they need to go to the hospital and get looked at, or go to the doctor and get, a specialist doctor to get looked at, or how that's treated. It's painful. Dr. Simeon came down and met with us, really nice guy. Miller County, Pulaski County, and Saline County, we already have him, love him, they have no complaints whatsoever about him. It says he does a phenomenal job for them. And, he came down and met with me, looked over the facility and what we needed, and he wrote a proposal. And we went back and forth Saturday and Sunday on some figures, back and forth fighting. And, I've come to an agreement with him. I gave it to you all, the price. What Advanced Correctional Healthcare was charging us in the beginning was about $43,000 a year. They since jumped to $50,000 a year. And now they have jumped to close to $60,000 a year on this new jump that they just sprung on everybody. And then that's plus your average daily count that goes above your average. If you hold any inmate from another county,
if you go over so many, so if you're holding so long, then that goes up, so that's plus that. So that's a third of our entire jail inmate budget is that. So Dr. Simeon, we talked, and we've come to an agreement, he will do us for $32,000.
Okay. Well, we'll need a proposal for that. We'll put it on the next agenda for a meeting
Got it there?
we'll do that, but I say we'll have to put it out there before we act on it. We'll put it on there and then make sure that you can get out of the other contract legally.
Problem there. We are out of the other contract. I sent a letter of breach already and told them that we're not gonna pay the extra. So they said, well, if you don't wanna pay the extra, then we're gonna drop you. So, well, go ahead then, because you're in breach of contract. So there's we're in rock and hard place. They are here until May 1st. Is when the contracts are done.
All right, well, we'll act on that by May 1st then.
And, Dr. Simeon came down, the only issue is, it's gonna cost us a total of $42,000 something.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are hiring our own nurse. If he supplied his nurse, it's a physician's assistant, is who he
Mm-hmm.
And she will actually come and play to him to see inmates. She comes down twice a month, sees everybody, if he's busy, things like that. Using our own nurse, we can get that down to $10,000 a year. We're using Mel, who is the nurse for ACH, that already knows the inmates. She's the nurse for Morgan County, theirs, and she's the nurse for Cole County, who we swap prisoners back and forth with all the time. Cole County hired her full-time, because they dumped ACH as well, the turnkey. So what she's gonna do is, since we share inmates with Cole every now and then, and she knows the inmates, we're gonna hire her as, she'll be a county employee as an LPN to take care of our part of the nursing for our contract, so we don't have to use the doctor's physician's assistant, and he's good with that. He talked to her, and she only works 6 hours per week. As all the hours that she puts in, so that comes out to about $10,000 a year at 6 hours per week at her rate. So all in all, the contract's gonna cost us $42,999 something, and that's where we were a year and a half ago on the contract. So
Good. We'll look her all over and have it ready. One other question for you, because Roberta's got to head out here in a second, and then we'll adjourn the meeting. We've only got treasurer report and elected council. We're fine on that. Butterfly and Skyline Road. Brian Falker was in. He wants a speed limit there, 20 miles an hour or 25. And I'm going, well, all right, I'll check. So what can we do? What can't we do?
you can't put speed limits on county roads. You all can't as a commission.
Doesn't do any good if
You're wrong,
out there.
Classification County. Classification County can do that, is, Class 2 County can do that.
So we are not allowed to do that.
The suggested speed, but that's about it.
Okay.
You wouldn't be
Or
able
we
to enforce it anyway.
Yeah.
In order to get an actual speed limit
children at play
legally
signs
done,
up, but
you have to go in front of voters, which is crazy on the third class county, but that's the way, that's the way it is in totally Texas.
Well, that's what we need. All right. Need a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? All right, motion adjourned. Thank everybody for your time. Like I say, Sarah, we'll probably Tuesday, we'll just go over a quick that, and then we got almost everything done. That's how I like to do business. So Eric, you've got everything you need?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep working on everything I need.
All right, good deal. Like I said, we get our next meeting lined up, I'll yell at you and we'll
So I
set
gave
you in there.
Brian my business card, he and I are gonna get coordinated on the ADA ramp.
Good,
Um,
good,
I-
good, 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 good.
My rendering guy is working on the brick placement on the.
Tony, thanks for getting the homework done on that.
not a problem. Great idea.
And like I said, we'll get that done, we'll act on that next meeting.
Because we have control over the nurse now,
Good seeing you.
Yep, you too.